G'day, y'all. Whoop. A little bit of US slang slipping in there. But don't worry, there are plenty of people over in the States right now saying hooroo as there is evidence in this video. Yes, I am back after 3 weeks in the US, 5 cities, 3 conferences, and nearly 40 interviews. I wanted to find out with all of this new technology hitting our space, is the contact center getting more or less complex? That's the question I asked, and here are some of the varied and interesting responses from the attendees at the SOCAP conference in Phoenix. I've got a question for you around complexity. Contact centers, are they getting more or less complex in your opinion?
The contact center itself, not so much. But the ecosystem in which it operates, absolutely.
Yeah.
As all of the tech vendors that you see around here and out there are coming with various solutions, there's a lot of confusion. What technology do we need? What's going to give us the best opportunity for customer experience? So we do see a ton of complexity.
Over the years, the tech has gotten better in the self-service area, and so that's continued to pull simple transactional calls out. So now you have more complex calls hitting our agents. And actually, our research showed year-over-year decline in customer satisfaction. So A, due to the complexity of B, there's also operational complexity as organizations are rushing to implement new technologies.
Everyone is in a mad dash to understand AI and how they're going to be challenged to bring AI into the organization.
And whenever you have a massive change, there's normally effects that affect both the employees and the customer experience. So you're seeing some of that.
So I think right now, organizations are figuring out if they have even the hierarchy or the organizational structure to support these technologies. And the technology is forcing them to really change the way they think about management, performance. So there's a lot of change, which can bring complexity.
I'm going to say it varies on the client and the industry that they're in.
Honestly, I think the space has already been really complex, right? Consumers have really high needs, demands. They don't want to wait. They want to get the perfect answer to a problem they have. And then the agent has to deal with a lot of different contexts. Things are changing right and left. So it has been complex.
Do you think the industry is getting more or less complex?
I mean, I would argue that it's getting a little more complex just from the standpoint of having to integrate, work from home and on-site models and integration of AI and agentic AI models into the customer experience and different geographies, different geopolitical things happening across the world. So there's a lot. It's a more complex world. So I think naturally it becomes a slightly more complex context in their industry. I do think it's a little more complex than it was 10, 15 years ago.
We've been in business for about 23 years. So every day there seems to be another AI vendor, maybe even with .ai in their name. What's true about AI is the more data you have, the better your results are and the better modeling you can get. I've been doing this a long time, and I've seen us do network-based IVRs with touch tones. I've seen us introduce the initial speech automation of IVRs. We're to a point now where we're leveraging not just advanced speech recognition technologies, but AI in a way that can truly solve people's problems automatically without a human involved. But we always want to make sure that we have a human protecting that brand reputation, that experience, that customer experience. So the ability to transition easily from an automated world into the agent-based world and not have to ask the customer to repeat themselves again is one of the huge keys that we're seeing and what's helping us differentiate in the marketplace.
So a lot of customers coming to us to help them sort out the complexity around what is AI, what should we be using it for, where has it proven successful, how do we avoid some of the pitfalls where it maybe hasn't proven quite as successful yet. So from that standpoint, absolutely getting much more complex.
Absolutely. That real-time understanding and seeing that is 100% going to be one of the biggest challenges I think we see in the next 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely.
We're getting to stage one, right? Having some level of AI, some level of automation is becoming a given. So more companies know and recognize that, making everything a little bit more complex because they see the stretch of the road ahead of them. Everyone's at a different stage in that journey, but I think there's a lot to be done. Some things are obviously very easy and simple to implement. Other things, it's a few years of a roadmap out, but it's an exciting time. It's changing every day, every few months. So yeah, I think obviously complexity is going up, but the ease of solutions is also becoming a little more adoptable.
If we start thinking about things like the voice AI channel, and we're seeing a lot of that come up, is the voice channel back or is it going to go with voice AI?
The rumors of the voice channel's demise that have been around for 10, 15 years now
More.
have been greatly exaggerated. No, it's never going away
Yeah.
because we're all still humans. We all still want it. There are times we want a human helping us. We want empathy. We want someone who can feel like they're taking ownership of our issue and helping us solve our issue. There's other times we don't need that. And I think that, talking about the complexity, being able to figure that out in real time is one of the tricks of what I think is coming with AI.
So I will say that AI is simplifying a lot of low-hanging fruit tasks and making the agent's life easier. But there's a lot of information to analyze, and there's more work to be done because of all the wonderful information we're getting from AI. It's making certain things easier, but overall, the challenges are there, and we all need to rise to the occasion to make sure that we're delivering on all the promises that we make to all of our clients.
Amazing. Great response.
I think so too. And I think it's also a reality check. I mean, we want to use technology to create innovation and increase efficiencies and all that, but there are other variables and considerations in all this as well. I mean, a lot of people think that AI agents is going to, eliminate a large percentage of the need for live agents in the contact center industry, which it's obviously going to create a lot more efficiency and be applicable in a number of use cases. But there's always going to be a need for live interaction within certain use cases, right? And the other issue about cost reduction is a lot of people don't realize that, in building the LLMs and the AI agents, there's a whole data storage issue. Everyone thinks they're going to save, hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars when there's another additional expense in building out, and all the storage involved in that robot brain, so it's not exactly a black and white scenario in terms of AI agents being a 100% cost reduction model, because there are other considerations as well.
100%. And I think to add to that, I think there's also who's then watching these new AI and LLMs and making sure that they're accurate and the hand up to a human is seamless and nice.
I think it's evolving and it's learning and it's, it's becoming a more advanced process over time, which it's built to do. But it's got to be a strategy that's going to incorporate all of the different touch points and all the different elements of the customer experience, so that it's not always speed or efficiency, but it's also empathy, as we say. And it's also an opportunity to continue to connect with the customer. When it's really easy to reschedule an appointment or cancel an appointment or something like that, that's great. But when someone wants to talk about something that's really, important to them and they need to have a deeper discussion, maybe we'll get there over time, but I don't think we're ever going to completely eliminate the humans.
Thank goodness.
I actually think we're at a point where hopefully we can reduce some complexity, right? We can use advanced technology to make it friendlier for the consumer, right? Or easier for the agent. Maybe the obvious typical request be routed and handled by an AI agent. That's very pleasant, right? And very natural. And the complex one where you never want to have a computer or a human routed to the right person right away.
I would say in the next 12 months, it's just becoming a lot easier to adopt. I think consumers are ready for it. I think brands are ready for it. They're aware, they're seeing it out there. They've seen successful rollouts and deployments. So it's more of a question of when are we going to do this and how do we get started versus do our consumers have the appetite for it? I think we've heard it and seen it. I think it's more about that. It's more about the adoption curve is at that point where we all know that it's something we have to at least think about.
With the right leadership in place, the right people guiding companies and looking at technology and looking at emerging trends, we continue to chart a course for success.
So I am actually very hopeful that we can reduce some of the complexity with tech advancement.
I think in the long run, it's going to be better. It's going to make us all better business people and better customer experience professionals.
The potential for a better and enhanced customer experience is great and fantastic, and we're looking forward to that.
Well, more complex, less complex, still to be determined.
Yes.
But regardless, it's awesome talking to you, Todd. Thanks so much for your time. Until next time, and as always, hooroo.
Hooroo.
Yes.
It's been a great experience meeting you and chatting with you about CX.
Well, it's a serve return. It's been an absolute pleasure. Until next time, and as always, hooroo.
Hooroo.
Yes. Thank you, Abe, for having me here, for
My pleasure.
entertaining me, for
Thank
giving
you
you
for
such
being here.
insightful answers. Until next time, and as always, hooroo.
Hooroo.
Yes.
Thank you, brother.